I still remember that evening flight like it happened yesterday. I was settled into my first-class seat on Horizon Air, heading from Detroit to New York, feeling pretty good about closing this massive deal, when this flight attendant, Sophia Reyes, strides up with that fake polite smile and says, "Sir, you'll need to vacate this seat, right? No, it's been reassigned to a VIP." I looked up from my notes, heart skipping a beat, thinking there must be some mix-up, but her eyes were cold, unyielding, like I was just an inconvenience in her perfectly pressed uniform. And in that moment, all those old memories of being pushed aside came flooding back, from the kid in Detroit getting told he didn't belong in advanced classes, to the Stanford grad overhearing whispers about quotas. I took a deep breath, kept my voice steady, and said, "This is my seat. Booked and paid for weeks ago. I ain't moving." But she leaned in closer, whispering loud enough for the whole cabin to hear, "We have a very important passenger who needs it, and we'll compensate you with a voucher. Please cooperate. It'll be easier for everyone." Her tone dripping with that condescending edge, like she was doing me a favor by not calling security yet. The cabin went quiet, folks glancing over with that mix of curiosity and awkward pity. You could feel the tension thickening like fog. And then this guy, Elliot Kane, this smug real estate tycoon type, with his flashy cufflinks, steps in and announces, "That's my seat. Let's wrap this up quick." Not even looking at me, just nodding at Sophia like I was invisible. I felt that familiar burn in my chest, the kind that's been building since I was 8, watching my mom get shortchanged at the grocery store because welfare folks always slow things down, or at 25, having my business pitch dismissed by a banker who said, "You don't fit our investor profile." It wasn't just about the seat anymore. It was about every time someone decided my worth based on a glance. I held my ground, sliding my boarding pass forward, saying, "Look at this, officer, you got the proof right here. I'm not surrendering my dignity." But the security guys hovered, hands twitching near their belts, and Elliot smirks, muttering, "Some folks were born for first class, others, well, no shame in economy." His words hitting like a slap, laced with that entitled sarcasm that made my blood boil. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of stares and whispers, I stood up slow, gathered my bag, and walked to the back, knees bumping the seat in front, thinking, they think they've won, but this ain't over, not by a long shot. Back there in economy, squeezed between a chatty salesman and a window hugger, my phone buzzed nonstop. Turns out a young lady across the aisle, Mia Torres, had gone live, streaming the whole thing, her voice shaking but firm. "I just saw this black CO get booted from his paid seat for some rich white dude. They didn't even check his ticket properly." The video exploded online, hashtags like "Justice for Jamal" trending, folks sharing their own stories of being profiled on flights, and suddenly Horizon's stock dipped, their PR scrambling like ants in a flood. I reached out quietly to Mia, this brave flight attendant who'd seen too many reassignments under orders from Victor Lang, the VP, pulling strings because he hated upstarts like me challenging his old boys club. And she slipped me recordings, her hands trembling as she whispered, "Victor said make trouble if needed. Elliot's a big donor. Can't risk offending him." Armed with that, I stormed into Horizon's boardroom in New York, laid out the evidence, Victor's voice barking orders to override tickets for the right people, emails burying complaints, and watched Victor's face turn red as he slammed the table, yelling, "This is fabricated. You're just leveraging this for your $150 million deal." But the directors shifted, one by one, murmuring agreement, and the chair, Edward Harlan, finally croaked, "Victor, step Asadou can't survive this rot." Victor stormed out, cursing under his breath, defeated, as the board voted for real changes. Anti-bias training, oversight committees, the works. Me investment unlocked, but on terms that forced them to treat everyone with respect. Looking back, it wasn't just sweet revenge. It made me wonder, what if I'd stayed silent like so many do? Would the system ever change? It's funny how one seat sparked a firestorm. But hey, that's life. Sometimes standing your ground shakes the whole damn plane. What about you? Ever face something like this in your community? Maybe with HOAs or neighbors pulling power plays over petty grudges? Drop a comment below. Share your story. Was I right to push back? Or should I have just moved? Like and subscribe if this hit home. Let's keep these conversations going.